From Edith Collegiate in Saskatoon, City Championship Basketball is on Shaw TV. I'm Simon Hyatt, happy to be joined by Paul Angton. We've got a doubleheader of basketball coming your way today from Edith Collegiate as play wraps up in the Championship League in Saskatoon High School basketball. Coming up a little bit later on the boys' side of things, it will be Tommy Douglas Collegiate taking on École Canadienne Français. But first, we've got the girls' matchup, championship game between the Marion Graham Falcons and Saskatoon Christian School. Paul, interesting format change for people who might not be familiar with the Championship League. It's the smaller of the two leagues in Saskatoon. When we're starting off with this girls' game, it's a league with just 4 teams in it, but that means these two teams we're going to see right away, they know each other very well.
Yeah, I believe that they played 3 times this year, and Marion Graham has won twice, and SCS has won once. So it's kind of a little bit of a rubber match, and but they also played a interconnected league schedule with the Premier League as well. So they've had a few extra games, so they just haven't played themselves the whole year. So yeah, so it's been a really good year because they're just starting to get the league going, and they're really excited to have Shaw here to broadcast all the excitement that there is in this league.
Absolutely. We're excited to be here. We're going to be bringing all the action on a Championship Tuesday evening from Edith Collegiate, all coming your way next on Shaw TV. So just about ready to tip things off from Edith Collegiate in Saskatoon. Thank you for joining us here on Shaw TV. Our absolute privilege to be bringing you a couple of championship games in the Championship League tonight. Simon Hyatt, Paul Angton on the play-by-play and color commentary, respectively. Marion Graham, Saskatoon Christian School getting ready to tip things off. Marion Graham will be heading a screen right, wearing the white uniforms with the red trim. They're the home team. Opening tip controlled by Saskatoon Christian School. They're wearing the blue uniforms with the white trim. Set the starting lineups for the Cougars from Saskatoon Christian School. Number 7, Taylor Furster. Up top, this is Abigail Young. This is Furster with the ball once again. 8, Caitlin Thiessen. 10, as I mentioned, Abigail Young. Time getting short on the shot clock. Good defense there for Marion Graham, denying that pass.
I think it's going to be a battle of the inside posts. Number 9 from Marion Graham and Brooke Vanderkoy, number 13 from Saskatoon Christian.
Good job keeping the ball alive there, leading to a second chance for Marion Graham. No good on the second attempt for Bronwyn Murray. So back comes Saskatoon Christian School Cougars. That jumper off the mark, second chance. So first points of the game for Saskatoon Christian School. That's Taylor Furster for 2. Little pressure here from the Cougars on the inbounds pass. Almost leads to a turnover. Marion Graham lucky to hang on to it. Open look underneath, unable to get it to drop. Second chance. That one goes up for Elaine Sue. No good. Marion Graham still looking for their first points of the night.
Yeah, that pressure is new. They've just put it in the last month here, so there might be something new that Graham hasn't seen.
Told you about the Cougars starting lineup. Now that Marion Graham's forced to turn over here, we'll give you theirs. Number 4, Quinn Courtney. 5, Elaine Sue. 7, Bronwyn Murray, as that shot misses. 9, Cameron Scarf. 11, Taryn Bateman for Marion Graham. The home team here. Ball tipped out of bounds. Back over to Marion Graham, trailing 2-0. About a minute and 32 gone in this one. Simon Hyatt and Paul Angton bringing you all the action tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a really tight game, and all the games that they played this year have been within 10 points, and I think there was a couple that were within 5. So it's going to be down to the wire for this game for sure.
Yeah, this is the 4th matchup there. That inbounds pass off the mark. Again, on the other side, pressure. Marion Graham getting some good looks, unable to get it to drop. That last shot, pardon me. Quinn Courtney just kind of jammed the rim, so unable to get anything going here in the early going. Understandable. Perhaps there's some nerves here in this city championship, trying to get the pass back into the hands of Abigail Young. Got a hand on it, did Marion Graham, so no backcourt violation. Time winding down on Saskatoon Christian College. Nice running take off the glass and in. Brooke Vanderkoy.
Yeah, it looks like the team that's going to take care of the ball tonight is going to be the one that's going to have the most success. Right now, Saskatoon Christian seems to be having their pressure working a little bit better than the other way. So
pressure forcing the turnover there, but then giving it right back to Saskatoon Christian School on the backcourt violation. following that turnover. So back over to Marion Graham, down 4-0 here early going. This is Quinn Courtney, now Elaine Sue. Pass down low, coming away with a nice shot underneath. Cameron Scarf over her head, Vince Carter-like.
That's good spatial awareness to be able to turn like that and get the basket. That's not an easy shot to make in basketball.
Cougars on the run in the other direction. Abigail Young drawing the foul. Elaine Sue going to be called for it. Her first, team's first. 10-minute quarters here in high school basketball in Saskatoon. Firster heads to the free throw line. A little short on the first attempt.
That'll be interesting to see how deep both of these teams go during the game, see if fatigue sets in or not.
0 for 2 from the free throw line is Firster, but gets the rebound on her own miss. Ball knocked out of bounds by Graham, so chance here for the Cougars to add to their lead. This is Phoebe Stobart on inbound duties, gets it into the hands of Thiessen. Turnaround shot, no, Cheka gonna kick it outside. This is Stobart, that shot off the mark. Way up to grab the rebound and now pushing in the other direction. They're trying to create space all the way through. Cameron Scarf out of bounds, back over to the Cougars. Scarf talking to the official there, either looking for a foul or perhaps thinking the Cougars were the last ones to touch that. And then standing out of bounds and then running a couple steps on the sideline.
It's always difficult to play in a new gym.
Yeah, sure.
Neither of these teams have played in this gym, so it should be it is a neutral ground game here. So
Elaine Sue just unable to corral that long inbounds pass, just kind of went through her hands. So back over to the Cougars. They hold the 4-2 lead. 3 minutes played in this one. Both teams showing the pressure. Cougars and Abigail Young able to get it into the front court there, very nearly walking. We'll get a... Oh, the officials just getting the shot clock right.
Must not have reset it properly on that last inbound there.
Yeah,
so.
I didn't see it, but good job by the officials being aware of what's going on. So remains Cougars ball, 20 seconds on the shot clock for them to work with. Ball inbounded for Firster. She's looking down low for Vanderkoy. Loose ball. Vanderkoy goes down hard. Cameron Scarf as well. Ball go back over to Marion Graham.
There will be a battle between Cameron Scarf and Brooke Vanderkoy. You can already see that they're already pushing it inside, and that's where their strength of their teams are.
Head into the front court for Bronwyn Murray. Nice ball movement by Marion Graham. Good look there for Bateman. She can't hit. And Graham really getting some good looks down low, just unable to finish. This is Vanderkoy. She loses the handle. So Murray will push in the other direction for Marion Graham. Courtney. This is Sue passing on the shot from outside. Courtney going to put up the long shot, drawing the foul.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are in zones. I think Saskatoon Christian is playing a 2-3, and I believe Marion Graham as well, but I have to double check that next time they go down.
Quinn Courtney to the free throw line. First substitution of the game on either side. Saskatoon Christian School will send in Jasmine Rapetsky. She'll replace Caitlin Thiessen. First free throw good for Quinn Courtney. Her first point of the night. Will pull Marion Graham back within one. But net on the second one. That'll tie things up in this city championship game.
Well, it looks like it's a man-to-man for Marion Graham. They must like the matchups that they have with it, so full court man-to-man right now for them.
Running shot for Vanderkoy, just gets the side of the backboard. Back comes Marion Graham looking for their first lead of the night. It won't come on that shot by Quinn Courtney. Cougars will push in the other direction. This is Rapetsky. 10 on the shot clock. Little jumper, that one well off the mark for Abigail Young. just letting that one go out of bounds. It's the Falcons' Quinn Courtney. So back over to Marion Graham. Long inbounds pass, possibly ill-advised. Will be knocked out of bounds.
Still white ball.
Yeah. Murray looks down court. This is Elaine Sue. Bounce pass. Ends up in the hands of Courtney. It's in front of the rim. So still knotted up at 4. Low-scoring first quarter of play here from ED Fian in the city championship game. Looking down low. This is Vanderkoy looking for first. Or ball out of bounds. Will stay with the Cougars. 12 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Petsky in for Stewart. Petsky drawing the double team. She's looking in for Vanderkoy. Vanderkoy dribbles through the double team. Shot will be waved off. Foul on the floor.
Well, it looks like Saskatoon Christian's trying to spread the floor a little bit to open it up inside and give a little bit of one-on-one for the inside post players.
Official just instructing Taryn Bateman to give a little bit more room on the inbounds pass. Petsky trying to find someone. Eventually does, lead to a quick take. That shot off the mark for Phoebe Stobart. Second chance no good. Third chance, getting it to drop. Brooke Vanderkoy. Marion Graham Falcons going to take a timeout and talk things over. Early 6-4 lead in this city championship. I mentioned before we went on air, Paul, as we were talking over this matchup, notice a familiar face over there helping coach out with the Marion Graham Falcons.
Yes, I noticed that Dan Dewar is helping out with the girls today. I'm not sure what the situation is, but he usually coaches the boys.
Right.
The boys team that went, I believe, 8-0 this year during the regular season. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him on playoffs on Friday night, but it's good of him to come out and help out, and he's got a lot of basketball knowledge, so I'm sure they're happy to have him on the bench.
Certainly the Dewar named one that's well known in the city of Saskatoon in basketball circles. And also another nice showing at the Bedford Road Invitational Tournament this year.
Yeah, they have quite the squad there. They seem to have all the pieces for the boys there. With the girls here, they're looking to develop, and I think this league is key for that. It's gives everybody an opportunity to succeed and to play some good basketball. The improvement between these two teams, I saw them at the beginning of the year. It's crazy to be able to see them, setting pressure and running plays and things like that. They really have come a long ways over this year.
Championship League in Saskatoon, if you're unfamiliar, at least on the girls' side of things, a league that consists of 4 teams. And as I understand it, Paul, it's kind of up to the teams whether or not they want to be in Championship League or in the Premier Division. I guess depending on a lot of factors, really mostly in general terms, where you feel like your school is as a basketball program in terms of number of players and skill.
That's right. You get to choose to go up or stay down, or whichever way you think is beneficial for your program. In the boys' side, we had Bethlehem played in the championship for a couple of years, and now they're up in the Premier just because they felt like they could compete. And I could see some of these. The Marion Graham is doing the same kind of philosophy, is to try to develop a program, try to get some success, and then hopefully that'll breed success for the future.
Turnovers on each side on that last transition, so still a 6-4 game. Saskatoon Christian School, the 2-point lead. Just over 4 minutes to go, first quarter. Yeah, jumper here, nice touch. Bronwyn Murray hits for 2, her first points.
Yeah, they've been a lot of possessions here, just haven't been able to finish off like I'm sure they hoped to.
Taylor Firster with a nice move to get the open shot on the other end for the Cougars. She can't get it to go. Now in the other direction, Falcons will push. Bronwyn Murray bringing in the front court. Her teammate, Cameron Scarf, goes down. Ball will go back over to Saskatoon Christian School. .340 to go, first quarter. Knotted up at 6. Now for Vanderkoy. She'll look to attack. Ended up in a tough position there. Couldn't get a real good look at it. So back come the Falcons, looking for the lead. Won't come on this possession. Courtney turns it over. Stobart will push in the other direction for the Cougars. She's going to take a step inside the three-point line. That one, nice pass down low. Taylor Firster there to finish it off.
Yeah, that pass is the key there. To be able to see it, to make it, and to makes the basket easy at the other end.
Good job by Marion Graham to work their way through that pressure. Leads to Elaine Sue, a wide open look, tied up at 8.
Yeah, the key with the pressure is always to beat it with the pass instead of the dribble. Graham seems to have figured that out now. They're moving the ball really nicely.
Firster, following her own miss, comes away with the steal. Now we'll get a foul called against Marion Graham. Substitution for Graham. Rhiannon Castro will check into the game. She'll replace Quinn Courtney. And then on the Cougars side of things, Caitlin Thiessen back into the game, placing Jasmine Rapetsky. Thiessen to handle inbound duties. Certainly Marion Graham playing with a shorter bench than the Cougars. That shot off the mark. Rebounded by Bateman. She'll pick up the dribble, get it into the hands of Sue. 4 players on the Marion Graham bench. 7 over on the Cougars side of things. Shot off the mark. 3-point attempt for Bronwyn Murray. Second chance no good. Back come the Cougars. Young. She'll look to take it all the way in. A little strong off the glass. Second chance. Firster can't get it to go. Third chance, no good. Maybe a fourth. Young gonna flip it back outside. Jumper won't go for Stobart. Loose ball. Cougars trying to keep it alive. Doing a great job on the offensive rebounds. Just unable to get the shot to drop.
Our coaches will be saying, use the glass, because it makes the shot a lot easier. They just kept putting it over top.
Falcons lucky to keep it alive there once again. Pressure slowing things down. Shot on the other end though as they work through it. Castro off the mark. Vanderkoy comes away with a loose ball. She'll bring it into the front court for Saskatoon Christian School. Stobart looking inside for Firster. Well read though. Pushing in the other direction. Cameron Scarf. She'll look to muscle her way in. Good job coming over to pick her up, Taylor Firster. But we will get a foul called down low.
Yeah, she had pretty good help side position. She just was rotated a little slow. She was still moving into Scarf, so yeah, I would call that way as well.
Marion Graham will go into that short bench. Quinn Courtney back into the game for the Falcons. She started. First shift of the night for Aloysia Fackett. One for 2 from the free throw line from Cameron Scarf. That gives her 3 points on the night. Gives the Falcons the 1-point lead. And stepping out of bounds on the far sideline. See Cougars coach there, Jenna Cabela, looking for a foul, it looked like, on the sideline.
I think she felt like she was pushing her out of bounds, so thinking that was the foul, but referee had good position, so.
Thanks to a quick take for Cameron Scarf. She hits it, so up to a 3-point Marion Graham lead, their largest of the night. As we approach the 1-minute mark here in the first quarter. Firster, looked like decent defense there from Quinn Courtney, but she will get called for the foul.
Saskatoon Christian seems to be getting to the basket, and Marion Graham seemed to be lighting it up a little bit from the outside, so both teams probably have to make adjustments to cover those where they're strong at right now. So.
Firster hits the front end. That gives her 5 points on the night. make it 6 as she hits them both. Cool Saskatoon Christian School back within 1, under a minute to go first quarter.
It looks like a 1-2-2 press, trying to keep them out of the middle and slow them down for sure.
Press is working well for the Cougars. Leads to another turnover here. Looking to keep the possession alive there was Caitlin Thiessen. Can't get the shot to drop. So now in the other direction comes Scarf. She'll look to take it all the way. Nice take.
Yeah, she has good body control. She can get herself into those nice spots to power it up. So good for her.
7 of her team's 13 points. Firster looking for the answer on the other end. Another quick foul here. Looks like Quinn Courtney just picked up her second.
I think that foul might hurt this early in the game. She's a pretty key player to their team. I know that she's been playing basketball for many years through the junior Huskies, and I've seen her on the basketball court for years.
Firster now up to 7 points on the night with that first free throw made. Cougars back within 2. 16.9 to go first quarter. Firster remains perfect from the line. Shot clock off, 14 seconds to go first quarter. Scarf into the front court from Marion Graham. She's going to put up the running shot. Nice take, Cameron Scarf. Now 3 seconds for Saskatoon Christian School to try and get something off. Going to be a desperation heave from half court. Caitlin Thiessen not close, although tough to falter for that, as Falcons doing a good job of defending the potential long shot. So after 10 minutes of play, we'll be 15-12. Marion Graham Falcons, 3-point lead over Saskatoon Christian School in the city championship game. We mentioned off the top, this championship league, 4 teams playing in it. Marion Graham is a team that finished in first place at 8-1 on the season. The lone loss on the season did, of course, come to Saskatoon Christian School. It was the Cougars in second place at 7-2. Bedford Road at 3-6. Mount Royal 0-9 on the season.
Yeah, I mean, I know that the one loss they had was to Saskatoon Christian, but they were missing a few grade 12s that day, and so they, they were playing with a shorter lineup. But it's been close games the whole year, and looks like we're having another one right now. After the first couple minutes, they seem to have settled in and gone to their strengths. Marion Graham hitting some of those outside shots, and SCS getting the ball inside, getting lots of good looks there.
Reminder, double header of basketball coming your way on Shaw TV. Coming up after this championship game, we will have the boys game in championship league play. It's going to be Tommy Douglas Collegiate Tigers out of Saskatoon taking on the École Canadien Français. The Patriots out of Saskatoon. That should be a good matchup as well. Similar setup there in championship league play. Again, smaller schools by and large, although certainly Tommy Douglas is a decent-sized school in the city. They elected to be a part of championship league play and find themselves in the city final tonight.
You bet. If you would have predicted who was in the city final this year for the boys, Tommy Douglas probably wouldn't have been in that picture, because they were only bringing back, I believe it was 3 players from last year's team. So they were really looking to develop, and the amazing thing about their team is they just kept improving all year, and they just had this format so they could. That's part of the championship model, is that gives kids an opportunity to play at their level, but also to excel, to push it. Like I would say, some of these high-end teams of this league and the low end of the other one could compete with one another. It's good competition.
Underway in the second quarter of our girls game 1 of our doubleheader tonight. 15-12 the score. Marion Graham with the ball and a 3-point lead. Courtney on the run. Cameron Scarf leading all scorers. She's got 9 points for the Falcons. This is Bateman putting up the shot. That one off the mark. Loose ball. Second chance for Marion Graham working her way through. Looked like it could have been a walk there as Bronwyn Murray makes her way through, but gets it to drop. So to a 5-point Marion Graham lead, largest of the lead on either side, largest of the night, pardon me, on either side. Stobart looking inside, ends up hitting the midsection of Bronwyn Murray. The Falcons come away with it. Scarf looking ahead, finds Sue. Quick take here. That one just gets the front of the rim for Quinn Courtney. Rebounded by Saskatoon Christian School, looking to chip away at the deficit of 5 points. Taylor Firster leading the way through 10 minutes of play for the Cougars. She's got 8 points on the night. This is Firster down low, losing the handle, go out of bounds, will stay with the Cougars.
Yeah, they seem to get the ball down and then can't seem to quite finish. They've had lots of good opportunities for Saskatoon Christian. Graham has really come alive with their shooting, so that seems to be the difference right now.
High arcing shot for Abigail Young. Won't drop, so remains a 5-point game. Scarf, now Murray. Murray's gonna take a step inside the line. That one no good, rattles around, spit out by the rim. Is there for the Cougars. They trail by 5. Early going second quarter, Cameron Scarf will be called for the foul here. Their second. Quinn Courtney also playing with 2, and as made mention in the first quarter of the short bench for Marion Graham, so we'll see what role the fouls will play in this one.
For sure, when you get 2 in the first quarter, first half, coaches are always thinking about, okay, how do I play this out, and what's the best thing for our team for the long run. So we'll have to see how they play it out here.
Brooke Vanderkoy, senior, 5'11". A lot of arc on those free throw attempts. Both of them hit backboard. Neither found the bottom of the net, so remains a 5-point game. Scarf looking for the 3-pointer on the other end. That one no good, just kind of letting it go out of bounds is Firster. So back over to the Cougars.
Yeah, those long shots are long rebounds, so they got to really box out on those ones so that they can secure that ball.
There's a little bit of a discrepancy between the clock here in the gym and the clock there on your screen. The scoreboard in here, it now says 8:05. So we'll try to get that sorted out for you. Meanwhile, it's Firster down low. Another nice job of grabbing an offensive rebound, able to get it to drop, and then Cougars steal it back again, and we'll get a foul called against Taryn Bateman. Tough sequence for Bateman there. First of the game on Bateman.
So they've been getting turnovers, but they haven't been able to convert them yet into points. So we'll see if that changes here.
It certainly does.
One right there.
Yeah, nice take on the run. Caitlin Thiessen gets it to drop. And we'll get a travel against Marion Graham. So momentum maybe swinging back over to the Cougars. They've made it a 1-point game. Chance to take the lead here.
Marion Graham is sticking to their man-to-man. They've been playing hard, keeping him fairly secure, just like that rebound there.
Firster off the mark, long outlet pass on the other side. Murray can't get it to go. Good defense by the Cougars. Second chance for Murray, no good as well. So back comes Firster and the Cougars. Picks up the dribble just before half court. The hands of Young. Now this is Vanderkoy. She'll look to attack, gonna post up for the shot, no good. Second chance, Vanderkoy. Third chance, Vanderkoy gets it to go.
That's been her calling card ever since I've seen her play basketball. She's just tenacious and she gets after it.
So back to a 1-point lead for Saskatoon Christian School. For the answer on the other end, Bronwyn Murray off the mark on the 3-point attempt. Good defense here by Scarf, denying that pass. Now fighting for the loose ball. Good job there by Stobart to get it back into the front court. 3-on-3 situation. Now everybody back into the play. Running jumper. That one off for Thiessen. Second chance for Thiessen. She passes it off. Going up, unable to get it to drop is Taylor Firster, but she'll be heading to the free throw line.
It's going to be a tough decision. I think that's on Quinn Courtney. That's, I think, her third. So
you're correct. No immediate move to replace Courtney off the Falcons bench. throw rattles home for Taylor Firster. She's up to 11 points on the night. 11 of her team's 19 points. Second one won't go. Big battle for the loose ball. Coming down with it, Vanderkoy. She's battling for it once again. It's her and Scarf. Great play by Vanderkoy to keep it alive into the hands of Thiessen. So another chance here for the Cougars, losing the handle with Stobart. Gets it over for Firster. Firster going to spot up for 3 off the mark. Letting it go out of bounds, Taryn Bateman.
I guess when you're hot, you got to do a heat check there just to see if one of those long ones are going to go. So.
Now, Quinn Courtney will check out of the game with those 3 fouls for Marion Graham. She's replaced by Elijah Pasquale, number 8. Sue looking to attack will get a foul. Looks like this one will go against Vanderkoy.
I don't think Vanderkoy or Scarf have left the court yet, so I think those two have to stay out of foul trouble just to make sure that their teams are going to be as successful as possible.
First one overnight on Vanderkoy. 2-point Cougar lead. Good job by Firster to get a hand in there and deny that pass intended down low for Pasquale. We'll stay with the Falcons. 11 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Officials going to get together and talk things over briefly. Not sure if this is a shot clock related discussion or not. If there was maybe a change of possession. They are going to put 7 seconds on the shot clock. So 7 for Marion Graham to work with. 5:50 to go, first half of action in this city championship. Pass inbounding for Murray. Goes behind her back, matched up against Firster. Going to have to be a desperation heave for Sue. Doesn't get rimmed, so it will go as a shot clock violation against the Marion Graham Falcons.
That was good awareness to know that she had to put it up still, and but you're right, it has to hit the rim to count as a shot.
Long inbounds heave for Firster. She'll look to attack, gets it to go.
She's having quite the game. But she's always going to the basket, so that's a recipe for success.
And now comes up with a steal here, unofficially Firster with 13 points, looking to push in the other direction. Instead ends up throwing it out of bounds. So back over to Marion Graham. 5:25 to go. First half of action from Edie Fian. Scarf in for Bateman. Another Falcons turnover. So Cougars now with a chance to pad their 4-point lead. Back and forth, a fair running take. That one won't drop for Abigail Young as Scarf goes down hard. She's still down on the ground, very slow to get up. Now finally getting back to her feet, although not really involved in the play. Scarf got a little bit banged up on that one. Perhaps no surprise with that development. The Marion Graham Falcons going to take a timeout and talk things over here.
Yeah, probably a good timeout just to get themselves reorganized for the last 5 minutes of the quarter of the half here, just so the game doesn't run away on them.
Certainly, we've seen the role Scarf has played in this game in the early going. Unofficially, my highly unofficial scorekeeping here at the announcers table has her at 9 points, leading the way for the Marion Graham Falcons. Bronwyn Murray with 4, Elaine Sue, Quinn Courtney 2 points apiece. Taylor Firster, big story in the first half of action for Saskatoon Christian School. She's up to 13 points on the night. Brooke Vanderkoy with 6. Caitlin Thiessen, the only other Cougar on the score sheet at this point. Paul should mention, certainly the young ladies from Saskatoon Christian School, you know well, as you're a teacher there at Saskatoon Christian School, also the head coach of the boys basketball team. So it's probably some fun for you getting a chance to watch these young ladies play.
Oh yeah, I mean, I told them I was going to be here tonight to do color commentary, and they had a good laugh about that. But you know, when you coach the other team, you don't get a chance to watch the girls play as much. But the neat part about it is that I saw them at the beginning of the year, and now I'm seeing what they're doing now. And just the whole team concept that they've implemented this year is actually quite interesting to watch, impressive to watch, and obviously Taylor's having a great game so far, and but she works at it, so it's good for her.
Back to live action coming out of a Marion Graham timeout. Scarf with the ball remaining in the game, although she did get a little bit banged up on that last sequence leading into the timeout. 4:45 to go, second quarter of action. Falcons pass denied, knocked out of bounds, back over to the Cougars.
Looks like the Falcons were trying to get Scarf down low on that last play, maybe trying to get her to be a little bit more established inside on the offensive set.
Pass a little bit too long there for Phoebe Stobart from Brooke Vanderkoy. Out of bounds, back over to the Falcons. Murray into the front court. Close to a double dribble there. Well, this is Scarf. She'll try to flip it back outside for Elijah Pasquale. That one goes out of bounds. Back over to the Cougars. Pasquale checking into the game a few minutes ago to replace Quinn Courtney. She had picked up her third foul here in the first half. Running shot, Vanderkoy. She will be waved off, be called for the travel.
Looks like they were looking for something inside with Taylor again, but just weren't able to handle the ball.
Good read though by Vanderkoy. Easy lay-in to finish it. She's up to 8 points on the night. Back up to a 6-point Saskatoon Christian School lead. Had the line there for Cameron Scarf, but short and out of bounds. So get a couple of substitutions in for Marion Graham. Quinn Courtney will check back into the game for the Falcons. First shift of the night for number 12, Jace Wright. Vanderkoy looking to attack, using that size, can't get it to go. Knocked out of bounds over to the Falcons. 3:42 to go, first half of action in this city championship. Elaine Sue looking to attack, size mismatch there, certainly against Vanderkoy. Sue going to be called for the double dribble.
But they did a good job of breaking the press at the top end of that, just passing the ball around. And I mean, as we were saying earlier, that's the way to beat presses. Don't dribble through, just pass it through, and then you get good opportunities on the other end.
Ball knocked into the backcourt by the Falcons, so we'll stay with Saskatoon Christian School. Firster going to be called for the travel as she had to go down to a knee to keep that one alive and couldn't get rid of it. Back over to Marion Graham, 3:21 to go, first half. They trail by 6. Close to a backcourt violation there. Will go as another Marion Graham turnover, coming away with it, Abigail Young.
Yeah, those over and backs are a little harder now because when you're dribbling up, you have to have all 3 points across.
Right.
And so it's a little deceiving. There's Taylor inside again. She's really been going to the hoop and being rewarded for it too.
Firster with 60% of her team's points. She's got 15. The Cougars have 25. Running take, nice shot. Cameron Scarf.
Just keep being impressed by the way she can control her body as she's going forward and sideways, and she's still able to get a good shot off.
Firster and Sue getting all tangled up underneath. Kind of thought we might see a foul call there before that one. Now we will get the foul called against, this will go against Saskatoon Christian School. Second of the game against Taylor Firster. Good defense, Vanderkoy just ripping the ball away. She's got a 1-on-3, so she's gonna spot up for the jumper. No good, gets the loose ball on the miss. So second chance for the Cougars. 2:12 to go, first half. Stobart, she'll pick up the dribble, looking down low for Firster. That pass denied, coming away with it, Quinn Courtney.
They have an advantage. Caitlin Thiessen's tying up her shoe, but another turnover.
Falcons unable to take advantage of it there. Firster just gonna spot up for the jumper there, doesn't come close. Great play to keep it alive there, falling out of bounds, Abigail Young. Unfortunately for her, ends up in the hands of the Falcons. So they'll come in the other direction. This is Scarf. Courtney will pick up the dribble. Sue now outside. Long shot for three. That one off the mark for Murray. Grabbing the loose ball, Caitlin Thiessen. So they stay a 6-point game. 1:20 to go, first half of action. Vanderkoy trying to bounce it in for Firster. Firster unable to grab it. So back come the Falcons, trying to get a little momentum back in their direction as these teams will head into the locker room in just over a minute of play. Knocked out of bounds, will stay with Marion Graham. 10 seconds to work with on the shot clock. 1:02 to go first half. Quinn Courtney looking in. Puts it into the hands of Sue. Scarf going to put up the jumper. That one rolls around, won't drop. So now Cougars possibly with a chance to add to their advantage. Nice move. Vanderkoy off the glass and in. She's into double digits now. Her 9th and 10th point of the night. Largest lead for the Cougars at 8. Falcons looking for an answer. Will it be a three-pointer? It won't be on that shot from Quinn Courtney. So now about a 5-second difference between shot and game clock. 22 seconds to go, first half of action. Young keeps it alive. Vanderkoy in for Firster off the glass. Nice take.
There is a size difference inside. Sue is trying to guard Firster, so getting it in there will be advantage to Saskatoon Christian.
6 seconds to go, first half. Falcons all the way. That one won't drop for Bronwyn Murray, and unable to get a second shot off. Jace Wright. So Saskatoon Christian School seemingly with all the momentum right now, a 10-point lead, 29-19 after 2 quarters of play. We are going to take a break as it is halftime in this city championship game, but through the magic of tape-delayed television, we'll have the second half for you coming up right after this break. You're watching Saskatoon City High School basketball on Shaw TV. Back at the half at EDP and Collegiate in Saskatoon in the championship game in Championship League play. City final girls side of action. 29-19 our score after 20 minutes of play. Saskatoon Christian School with a 10-point lead heading into the third quarter play against Marion Graham. Quick look at your leading scorers. Taylor Firster leading the way for everybody. 17 points unofficially for her in the first half of action for Saskatoon Christian. Brooke Vanderkoy with 10 for the Cougars. Over on the Marion Graham side of things, Cameron Scarf, a strong first half, 11 points for her, 4 for Bronwyn Murray, 2 apiece for Quinn Courtney and Elaine Sue. But a bit of a mountain to climb for the Marion Graham Falcons if they look to get back into this city championship game.
As we look at it, it's always just one point at a time. It's not the. There's lots of time in the game for them to come back, and looks like they got a game plan to take it inside right off the start here.
Trying to shove the pass in to Bronwyn Murray was Cameron Scarf. Cougars come away with it. Simon Hyatt, Paul Engen from EDP and Collegiate, thank you for joining us for this championship game. This is Vanderkoy on the outside. She'll spot up for the little jumper from around the free throw line. That one no good, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Vanderkoy. Back over to Marion Graham.
It'll be interesting to see if Marion Graham has made some adjustments for the pressure. Might have a little different look. Looks like they're trying to get number 5 in the middle.
Graham in for Scarf. Now nice bounce pass, wide open look, and a nice take underneath Taryn Bateman. Her first points of the night.
That was great ball movement from the offside to the weak side and get an easy layup.
So back within 8, and now Saskatoon Christian turnover. So back over to Marion Graham. Claw their way back into this one. Slow cross-court pass for Courtney. Now inside, trying to bounce it back outside was Taryn Bateman. Knocked out of bounds by the Cougars. This is Murray. Spit out by the rim, coming away with the rebound. Taylor Firster. An outstanding first half for her. On the run, nice take all the way, laying it in. Abigail Young, first points of the night.
She is their primary ball handler, so to see her take off is not a surprise. She does have the skills to do that.
Young, an interesting story, I guess, from North Carolina originally, came here about a year or so ago with her family. Found a home here in Saskatoon, clearly found a home on the Saskatoon Christian School team.
Yeah, she's actually a homeschool student, so she comes to school for basketball, but also for driver training, all those types of things that they can't do at home. So she has fit in quite nicely with the girls. They really do get along with her quite well.
Firster will kick it back out for Vanderkoy. Running take no good. Second chance, Vanderkoy gets it to go. So now a 12-point lead for the Cougars. On the run, just too much traffic there. Don't know how Marion Graham managed to hang on to the ball as there was a trio of Cougars in the way. Nice take underneath for Scarf. She can't get it to go.
No, the game has opened up quite a bit here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shots going up. The nervousness of the first half has gone away. So
Vanderkoy off the mark. Good job by Firster to battle for that rebound. No good. Vanderkoy there with the rebound. She puts it away. She's up to 14 on the night. 14 is also the margin for Saskatoon Christian School. They can hang on. They will be the champions of the Championship League. And trying to claw back into this one. Might be this player who will have to carry the burden. That's Scarf. Well off the mark on that attempt. Ball out of bounds. A little bit of a scrambly play there for Abigail Young. So back over to Marion Graham.
yeah, I think the key for Marion Graham is going to be that ball control and trying to establish themselves inside a little bit more.
Scarf draws the double team fake like she was gonna pass it off, and then it leads to an open take. Nice touch by Scarf. She's up to 13 on the night.
Oh, she has a really nice touch when she releases that ball.
Yeah.
It's nice and clean, so it deserves to go in. Sometimes some kids take shots that don't deserve to go in, but she does.
Pulls Graham back within 12 and force another turnover. This is Scarf. Now she's going to put it up from outside and nails it for three.
Looks like she's made up her mind to do something here. So
Firster on the other end draws the contact and will head to the free throw line. That gets a big reaction from the crowd.
yeah, that's what championship basketball is about, getting the crowd involved, and they got excited about the three, and now the foul, the block shot there.
Firster 5 for 6 from the free throw line unofficially in the first half. For her first point of the second half, gets it from the free throw line. She's up to 18 on the evening now. Back to a double-digit lead for Saskatoon Christian School, and now a chance to add to it even more is coming down on the rebound, and a couple of Cougars come into collision there. It looked like Firster just kind of dribbled into Thiessen, and it leads to the travel. So it remains a 10-point game, 6:09 to go, third quarter. Double team ahead for Sioux. This is Bronwyn Murray now. Goes to the left hand, trying to spin her way through. Looks up and sees the arms of Vanderkoy, so dishes it off. Good look there for Quinn Courtney. She can't get it to go. Good defense there, Cameron Scarf. She'll put it up off the glass and in. Cameron Scarf, 7 points here in the second half.
Yeah, the Graham has really cleaned up their passing and just solid play now. They're really starting to push it inside.
Vanderkoy. Nice running take. This is Scarf thinking about the shot, gonna put up another three-pointer. That one well off the mark. Second chance for Marion Graham. Underneath there to put it away, Taryn Bateman. All 4 of her points have come here in the first 5 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, she has some really good energy going.
Points all of a sudden starting to drop fast and furious on the other side. It's Phoebe Stobart's first basket of the night. Back to a double-digit Cougar lead. Scarf trying to muscle her way in. Give her the continuation chance at a three-point play. Worried there for a second. I thought maybe they might get Cameron Scarf for lowering the shoulder a little bit on that one, but they do say foul against the Cougars.
Looks like Saskatoon Christian wants to regroup here a little bit. Maybe the style of game wasn't quite what the coach is looking for, so they elect to take a timeout at this point.
4:44 to go, third quarter. 8-point lead for Saskatoon Christian. As Paul mentioned, coaches from Saskatoon Christian, including Jenna Kobiela and Brad Enns, taking the timeout there. And you were telling me something interesting, Paul. It's the fact that the coaches for Saskatoon Christian, these are all volunteers. They're not teachers. I mean, generally in coaching at the high school ranks, it's people giving their time, but usually it's teachers. These are actually people from outside of the school giving their time to help the basketball program.
That's right. Currently, they don't have any family association or anything with the team. They're just, they love the game, but they got hooked a couple years ago, but more importantly, they invested the time into the girls. They've really tried to sell it to them as a competitive space and as a competitive team, and now you're seeing the fruits of that labor. So I'm excited and happy for them because they have put so much time and effort into it, and to kind of bring our program up to a little bit higher standard.
Taking a look back at the season for Saskatoon Christian School, won their first 2 games of the 12-game schedule, downing Bedford Road, thumping Mount Royal in the early going. First loss of the season came against these Marion Graham Falcons. That one back January 10th, the first game of the second half of the season for Saskatoon Christian. Rebounded with a big win over Bedford Road Collegiate. And then a huge win against Marion Graham a little bit later on, back just over a month or so ago, February 2nd. They downed Graham 67-33.
But as I mentioned, they didn't have some of their grade 12s, and so that was a little bit, it was at Saskatoon Christian, and I know the girls were trying to see where they were at that point, but it was more of a situation of bench play in that particular game.
So back to live action coming out of the timeout taken by the Cougars. Scarf completes the three-point play following a nice take.
She's really come alive here in this half.
Running take on the other end. That one won't go. He can't get it to drop. So back come the Falcons. Within 7 now. Will it be 4? No, that shot short for Bronwyn Murray. Another chance. Scarf comes down with it. Open take. That one no good.
Looks like Saskatoon Christian is elected to play number 10 on Scarf right from the other end. She's manning up, and looks like it may be a box and one or something like that.
Foul called against the Falcons. I believe a Scarf called for it. Nice pass inside. Vanderkoy wide open.
I think they just scored on their own basket. I believe that they just scored on their own basket, but they can't. They can't get any more baskets.
Good awareness there, Paul. You got it. Vanderkoy just put it into the Marion Graham basket.
So it should be Saskatoon Christian ball on the end.
They're going to get it sorted out. Vanderkoy with her hands on her head. She can't believe it.
That is, it happens too many times. It's unfortunate, but it does happen quite often.
Those can get confused. You're absolutely correct. It will be Saskatoon Christian ball following the basket. Now my question for you, as I'm keeping score, does she get 2 points on my score sheet?
I'm not sure who the closest was to the closest person to the ball or the last one to touch it.
Vanderkoy with a chance on the right basket. Here she gets it to go. All right, I won't give her the basket on that other one. 2 team points for Marion Graham in the other direction. 7-point lead for the Cougars. Running take, a little scoop shot. That one won't go for Murray. Ball out of bounds. Back over to Saskatoon Christian. Nope, now they're saying Marion Graham ball.
I'm seeing that the Falcons are a lot more aggressive this half. They're really pushing the ball in and making some really solid plays, and they're getting lots of good opportunities inside.
Scarf doing the old inbounded off your man play. A scoop shot there. That one won't go for Murray. Second chance. That one no good. Vanderkoy comes down with it. It looked like it could have been a foul there on Scarf, but a great take underneath. She comes away with it, gets the lay-in, and pulls Marion Graham within 5. Get a travel call for them, but man, oh man, this has been such a game of momentum swings. Right now firmly in the favor of the Marion Graham Falcons.
I'd say it's always a game of runs. It's how you can manage them. So the challenge is Saskatoon Christian to how can they take care of the ball, and that's a good start right there.
First points of the night, Jasmine Rapetsky hits the little jumper, so back up to a 7-point lead. 3:17 to go, third quarter. And with the ball, Courtney thought about the shot. Now she'll pick up the dribble. Looks in for Scarf, reaching in and knocking it away. Abigail Young, loose ball, tie-up situation. Ball will go back over to Saskatoon Christian.
That's what the coaches like to see, the hustle and the desire to go get that ball. Both teams are right into it now.
Long inbounds pass for Rapetsky. This is Stobart picking up the dribble. Vanderkoy takes a step in, nice move, gets the lay-in. So Vanderkoy up to 20 points on the night, 22 if you count the one she scored for Marion Graham. Go off the foot of one of the Saskatoon Christian players, so will stay with Marion Graham. Saskatoon Christian going to take a timeout, talk things over. They continue to lead as they have since around midway through the second quarter.
Yeah, they had quite the run through the second quarter, and I mean, they were down, I think, 3 or 4 points, and then they came back and took a 10-point lead by half. So they've had, the second quarter was really good to them. They've been able to stave off the pressure from Graham this quarter so far, but seems like Graham is getting really comfortable in this game.
Opened that 10-point halftime lead up to 12 in the early going of the third quarter. Now a 7-point game, 2:40 to go. Checking 9-point game, according to the score clock.
No, I think Marion Graham is getting back to their strength, and obviously Scarf is a big part of that. She's really touching the ball and being aggressive with it. In the first half, she maybe sat outside a little bit more.
Sure.
But because she's going, it forces the other girls to move to their successful spots as well.
This won't be the end of the basketball season for either of these teams, whichever ends up coming away with the championship. Marion Graham actually plays in 4A provincial basketball, 3A basketball for Saskatoon Christian School, and actually going to be hosting some regionals there this weekend. Getting underway at Friday for Saskatoon Christian School. First time ever hosting. That's pretty exciting for the girls.
No, they're, like I say, they've developed a program. They're starting to really pay dividends for them. So I'm really happy for the girls and the coaches because they have put all the time in. But I know that the École Française is hosting as well. So there's a lot of good basketball happening this weekend.
Trying for the quick inbounds pass and take. Taryn Bateman unable to get a clean look off. Long outlet pass. Good job by Rapetsky just to keep that one alive. Unfortunately for her Cougars, and go back over to the Falcons.
Yeah, those long passes, if they're a little bit out front, it's hard to get them, but she did a good job of corralling that.
Rapetsky listed at just 5'5". Bateman. Now this is Murray. A couple of steps in. Awkward off balance shot off the glass and in.
I think she was looking for a foul on that one too, but it's quite a creative shot, but she's got some skills that she can keep the ball alive. So that's she's really, you know, forcing the play a little bit this half.
6 points on the night for Murray. Firster working her way inside, going to be called for the travel after an outstanding first half of action for Taylor Firster. Quiet second half, just 1 point, obviously coming by way of the free throw line here in the third quarter. So maybe Marion Graham making some adjustments to try and shut her down. Quick shot, Taryn Bateman, that one off the mark. Quinn Courtney gives the Falcons a second chance. She gets the pass, little jumper, that one is too long. Up to grab it, Vanderkoy. Young will pick up the dribble, head for Firster. She bounces ahead for Vanderkoy, off the glass and in.
They are both controlling the ball better, a little less turnovers. Seems like just about every possession has a shot off, so that shows that they're settling in here.
Vanderkoy now up to 22 points on the night. This would be a two-pointer. That one off the mark for Quinn Courtney. Second chance, no good. And we'll get a tie up underneath. Couple of bodies go down. Taryn Bateman from the Falcons. Vanderkoy from the Cougars. Ball will stay with Marion Graham. Substitution. Back into the game, Rihanna Castro wearing number 6 for the Falcons, looking to take it in. Good defense there by Vanderkoy. Just kind of reached out and denied that shot, ends up knocking it out of bounds. Stay with the Falcons, 18 seconds on the shot clock, 1 minute on the game clock. Courtney with the inbounds, now in for Scarf. Puts up the running take, nice touch.
Yeah, Saskatoon Christian is trying to just man up on Scarf, but is unable to stop her.
This is Firster faking the shot. Nice move on the inside. She was looking down low for Vanderkoy. Got a foul called against Marion Graham. 7-point game, 42.4 to go, third quarter. Foul will be called against Castro. First of the game. Third team foul here in the third quarter. Only one for Saskatoon Christian. Vanderkoy turnaround shot, that one no good. Scarf there for the rebound. So back come the Falcons, down 7. Looking ahead for it all. Well read though by Jasmine Rapetsky. She intercepts.
Oh, that's 2 long catches that she's made. One offensively and one defensively. She's able to read that play really well.
You almost end up with souvenir there as that pass sailed out of bounds. So back over to Marion Graham. 26 seconds to go, third quarter of action. Nice third quarter for Marion Graham. Good defense. Getting a hand on that shot was Phoebe Stobart. Stay with the Falcons. 19.8 to go, third quarter. Wonder if they might put some time on the shot clock. I think it might have reset there when it shouldn't have, possibly.
Yeah, it seems like there was a lot more time on the clock there. But the referees will figure it out. And
officials tonight, Nathan Rasavi in June, Florida. Game 1 of our doubleheader.
Yeah, I'll have to give a, as they say, as the young kids say, give a shout out to the refs this year. They've been excellent all the way through for our league. Mike Kalo gets us a nice variance of officials, and so we're in good hands here.
Three-pointer, that one's short for Bronwyn Murray. Shot clock again, I believe, didn't reset. Good defense there by the Falcons. Getting in there, tying it up. Ball will stay with Saskatoon Christian. 10.3 to go, third quarter. Officials allowing some of the fans to make their way into the gym as things get a little bit more full here at Edie Fian.
Yeah, that's the Tommy Douglas girls coming in for the next game. They beat the Walter Murray Marauder girls on Friday night by 2 points, so that was an exciting game. I was there in the stands watching that one.
8 seconds to go, third quarter. 7-point lead, Saskatoon Christian. Can Scarf make it a last? She does, nice jumper. That'll make it a 5-point game. Saskatoon Christian won't get off the last second shot. So 10-point lead at the half for Saskatoon Christian, now down to a 5-point lead after 3 quarters of play. Impressed with the play of Marion Graham there. Mentioned the fact they're playing a little bit undermanned with just the 4 players on the bench. A couple of players in foul trouble. Really good discipline by Marion Graham in the 3rd quarter, not committing, I believe, only 1 team foul there in the 3rd quarter.
I believe that's right, and that's key for them, because they did have I would say they're almost out of foul trouble because of that good quarter for them. But they were the aggressor in that quarter, and usually when you're in that situation, then you're coming out on top, and they did win that quarter. So I'm sure their coaches are telling them, we got to win this next quarter again. And you know, like we were saying at the beginning, it's just one basket at a time, 1 possession at a time, and then good things will happen. And it did look good for them in that quarter.
Another update on your leading scorers. Three quarters of play. Cameron Scarf really took over the game, although she had a very strong first half. Great 3rd quarter for Scarf of the Marion Graham Falcons. 16 points for her in the 3rd quarter after an 11-point first half. She's up to 27 on the night unofficially. 4 points in the 2nd half here for Taryn Bateman. The only other basket for Marion Graham coming from Bronwyn Murray. She's up to 6 points on the night.
I know for Bronwyn, it's just there's only 6 points, but she handles the ball quite nicely. So
yeah,
that's the key for her, to kind of stabilize that offense so that they can get good opportunities. She makes it better for her teammates.
Strong 3rd quarter as well for Brooke Vanderkoy of Saskatoon Christian School. 12 points for her in the 3rd. That gives her 22 on the night. Mentioned a few minutes ago, Marion Graham doing a pretty good job against Taylor Furster there in the 3rd quarter. After a 17-point first half, just 1 point in the 3rd quarter, so she's at 18. 10 minutes to go here from Edie Fian. Saskatoon Christian has led since midway through the 2nd quarter. Marion Graham about as close as they've been since that time, now within 5 as we get underway here in the 4th quarter.
It is going to be a game of possessions, of taking care of the ball for both teams. But as we started out this game, we knew that it was going to be a close game.
Yeah.
And even though the one team goes up, the other one is always game to fight back.
Vanderkoy's first shot of the 4th quarter off the mark, but there for the steal on the inbound pass. Great play. Abigail Young getting it to drop.
It's Abigail Young, just a one-person pressure there. So that's a good point for them to get.
Scarf dishing off. Nice take off the glass, getting it to drop. Rihanna Castro. First points of the night for Castro. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Marion Graham will stay with the Cougars. Just underway, 4th and final quarter of play. Simon Hyatt, Paul Engen from Edie Fian Collegiate in this championship game. One of 2 tonight on championship night and championship league play. Vanderkoy trying to keep it alive, unable to do so. Back over to Marion Graham, now within 5 once again.
Looks like Saskatoon Christian's backing up on their pressure. They're playing that box and 1 on Scarf, so number 10 is covering her all the time.
Pass intercepted by Vanderkoy, well read. She'll try to get it into the front court, just unable to do so. She ends up in the stands. Ball ends up out of bounds and back over to the hands of Marion Graham. So good defensive play by Vanderkoy. Just unable to maintain that possession into the front court. Back over to the Falcons. Under 9 to go. And now out for Murray. Murray going to try to find the opening underneath. Dishes off for Scarf, I believe. Ends up in the hands of Castro. She puts up the shot. That one well off the mark.
Like I said at the beginning of the 3rd, Scarf is really working hard to get down low. And she's causing a lot of difficulty for Saskatoon Christian just by her presence there.
Kopetsky trying to fight through the pressure of the Falcons. She's going to get tied up. Ball will stay with Saskatoon Christian on the tie-up.
Just 2 seconds to get across half here.
Does get it ahead for Vanderkoy. She'll take a few steps through traffic. Little contact there as she came to a collision with Cameron Scarf. believe that's her fourth. It is fourth, so says Sean Nekvital. So still 8:34 to go in this game.
I guess I spoke a little too early that there wasn't foul trouble, but that would be a big hit. So she's got to really control herself in the rest of this game.
Five-point game. Mentioned next one would be the last for Scarf. Vanderkoy gonna dish it outside. Abigail Young well off the mark. Second chance. Firster can't get it to go, but she draws the foul.
I think that's on number 11, but that is, yeah.
Good call. That'll be Taryn Bateman called for it. To the free throw line, Taylor Firster, 18 points on the night. Just now 19, but just 2 of those coming here in the second half of play from the free throw line. Second one long. Looks like we'll get a lane violation.
A lane violation on the shooter. She went in before it hit the rim.
So back over to Marion Graham. Elaine Sue is checked back into the game for the Falcons. Wide open take for 3. That one no good for Bronwyn Murray. Vanderkoy there for the rebound. Firster bring it into the front court. Look to attack or draw the foul.
Oh, another one
Fourth
with the
against
fourth.
Courtney, yeah.
I had to sit there and listen just to make sure we found out how many she had, because that's 2 now with 4 fouls. That would be devastating to their team to lose either one of those.
Yeah, both Courtney and Scarf remain on the floor with those 4 fouls. At least no immediate move to replace them off the Marion Graham bench. Firster hits the front end. Second one rattles home as well. So back up to an 8-point lead for Saskatoon Christian. Perhaps the coaches from Marion Graham just sort of saying at this point, all right, you're the players we want out there, play your game. If you foul out, you foul out.
Yeah, I mean, they are their main players, so I guess you have to roll with what got you here, so you keep rolling with that.
On the inside, nice take. Firster's first field goal in the second half. Back to a double-digit Cougar lead.
So Graham's had a little bit more trouble getting inside here. Let's see if they can reestablish themselves here.
This is Scarf drawing the double team, trying to find the opening. Didn't get a real good shot off.
The idea was good because she was playing aggressively there. So I think there'll be success if she can continue to do that. Looks like a turnover for Saskatoon Christian.
Yeah, it would have gone as either a backcourt violation or a ball out of bounds. Just letting it go was Abigail Young. So back to the Falcons, down 10, 7-12 to go. Trying to inbound it off the backside of Vanderkoy.
Yeah, that would look really good if she got it, finish that one off.
Saskatoon Christian coming in the other direction, hitting the front of the rim and getting the friendly bounce. Jasmine Rapetsky gets it to drop.
Looks like a timeout by Marion Graham. A little bit of a run by Saskatoon Christian, so we got to once again stop and regroup and look to finish off the 7 minutes a little bit stronger than they have in the last 2 minutes.
A little while ago we talked about the journey for Saskatoon Christian to get into this championship game for Marion Graham, who finished up in first place at 8-1 on the season. Well, they pretty much ran the table though. 1 loss coming against Saskatoon Christian.
Yeah,
good matchup all season long.
They've shown that they are the class of this league. I think they were the measuring stick for everybody throughout the season. Saskatoon Christian looks like they've come a long ways, like I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
But Graham, you know that all these kids or all these girls are putting in time and effort, and the coaches are doing the same thing. So, to be successful and make those shots in the game, that's just a reward for them to be at this point and to play in this stage. The stands are getting fairly full here, and kind of a mix of the two fan bases of the boys and girls. But it is a good atmosphere to celebrate the championship of this league.
Gives us a good chance to remind you that Game 2 of our doubleheader coming up after this one in boys basketball. City championship game between Tommy Douglas Collegiate and École Canadienne Française. Tigers versus Patriots for the boys championship in the championship league. Getting underway when this one is over, and we'll have it for you here on Shaw. Back to the girls' game. Vanderkoy leads that pass well. 6:45 to go. 12-point lead for Saskatoon Christian. Things looking good for them as Marion Graham also in some foul trouble. Nice take underneath. Phoebe Stobart with the lay-in. 14-point Cougar lead, matching their largest of the night. Sue controls, bounce passes in for Scarf. Get a foul called. This one will be called against Emma Rodman. Pardon me, Abigail Young from the Cougars. Looking at the wrong score sheet there. Yep,
she's playing man-to-man on Scarf just to try to keep her away from the ball. But as you can see, that's not an easy task.
Yeah.
And then we've got a steal here and a foul. So when you're down, you always want to score when the clock is stopped, so she gets an opportunity with free throws here.
So Scarf to the free throw line. No matter what happens, an outstanding game for her. To 29 points unofficially in the game. Scarf hits the front end. So back to an 11-point game, 6:09 to go. No good on the second attempt, ball loose. Coming down with Rapetsky for Saskatoon Christian.
Yeah, their impressive thing with Scarf is she's been on the court the whole time. She hasn't subbed out, and so she's able to do this when she's, I'm sure, quite tired.
Awkward off-balance shot, looking for the foul there with Stobart, but she just ended up a little bit out of control, I think. Kind of losing the handle as she went down. So back come the Falcons. Vanderkoy almost coming up with another pick there. Little scoop shot. That one won't go for Bronwyn Murray. Second chance won't go. Now we'll get a foul. Sue called for her second foul of the game. So back over to the Cougars. Up 9. 5:34 to go. Looking to claim the championship. Nice pass. Vanderkoy with the lay-in.
They're getting good pressure on the ball, but they're letting people go in behind them. That's where the Saskatoon Christian is able to score.
And losing the handle on the other end, Quinn Courtney. More pressure from Marion Graham. Forster comes back to get the inbounds pass from Vanderkoy. Needs to get it into the front court. Does push it ahead into the hands of Phoebe Stobart. Stobart bounces it for Vanderkoy. She loses the handle, but Stobart able to keep it alive. She's going to put up a little jumper. That one just gets the side of the backboard. Shot clock won't reset as it only got the side of the backboard. As I mentioned, Vanderkoy another chance. That one off the mark. Falcons on the run. Outlet pass, Bronwyn Murray. Knocked away from her, though, by Vanderkoy. She's going to try and run the floor, it looks like. All the way in. Nice touch.
Graham is trying to push it so much that they're losing control. They just got to bring it back a little bit. Still be aggressive, but they just have to maintain control of that ball.
Sue, a nice touch on the jumper. Her second basket of the night. Nice steal there. Exactly. Quinn Courtney coming away with it. Scarf turns around off the glass and in.
What Saskatoon Christian has to do is just control the ball. They can go at whatever speed that they want.
Vanderkoy ahead for Rapetsky. Her jumper off the mark. Scarf gets in there, trying to keep it for the Falcons. Knocks it out of bounds. So Cougars ball with the 11-point lead, under 4 to go. If they can hang on to it, they will be city champions in this championship division. Running take, that one jams the rim. Stobart off the mark, so Falcons come away with it. 3:45 to go. Scarf, 4-3, short. So Scarf with 32 points on the night. Trying to will her team back into this game. Nice long inbounds pass. Rapetsky chases it down, but then took an extra step. She got her hands on it, so back over to Marion Graham.
That's a good play. Marion Graham is forcing up so much that just throwing right over top of them is a good play, but they just got to control the ball after that. They don't even have to score right away, so they can take a little bit of time off.
Three-pointer here, well off the mark for Bronwyn Murray. Christian pushing to get it into the front court. They do. Stobart, a couple of bodies go down. I believe that's Scarf and Vanderkoy both on the floor. Officials going to get together and discuss the call. Looks like it will just go as a tie-up.
I think it was a jump ball, but they weren't quite sure that the possession arrow was the right way, so they went with their system instead of the table.
So this is Graham's ball. Murray will pick up the dribble. Looking inside for Fackett. Christian comes away with it. Rapetsky stumbling out of bounds into our camera operator, Justin Tendek. Shake it off, Justin. Hang in there, brother.
It's a dangerous job over there.
It is, I tell you. It's a good thing we got the toughest guy in the building over there underneath the basket. Glad that Marion Graham's Bronwyn Murray wasn't too badly injured there. She might have taken a camera in the head. This is Murray looking to take it in. Nice touch off the glass and in. Showing no ill effects. Justin, well, we'll have to wait and see after the game how he's doing. So back within 9 now are Marion Graham.
That time is starting to tick down for them. They maybe have to be a little bit more aggressive, but it's not crucial yet to just force everything.
Last second shot as time expires on the shot clock. That one off the mark for Stobart. Graham comes down with it, and I believe we'll get a foul called here against Furster. Fourth also now on Furster, the only Cougar in any real foul trouble. Again, pretty good discipline by Marion Graham. They've had a couple of their key players in Quinn Courtney and Cameron Scarf playing with 4 fouls. Neither have
looks like they're trying to line it up for Scarf there. Yeah, they're trying to get it into her. Maybe get a and one in there so that get that 3-point play the hard way.
She loses it out of bounds, however. Dangerous bounce pass on the inbounds. Works out well for Saskatoon. Christian going to lead to an easy take and a nice lay-in. Taylor Furster. Another interception here. Furster again, good defense. Looks for the lay-in, can't get it. Second chance. Rapetsky trying to find the opening. Will get a foul against Marion Graham.
That might be number 5 on Courtney there. Or sorry, yeah, Quinn Courtney.
Billy Hurd 5th. So teams will head over, talk things over at the bench. 1:37 to go in this one. 11-point lead for Saskatoon Christian, looking pretty good for them to claim the title. If you're Marion Graham at this point, do you start looking at, okay, who do we have who can hit from outside?
That's exactly it. they have to press and try to shoot. Yeah, we're getting to the point where we do have to shoot from outside, maybe get to three-point plays or try to draw that contact to stop the clock. For Saskatoon Christian, it's just a matter of control. Get the ball in, make solid passes, good plays, and you know, the time is on their side. They can take as much time as they want. So Graham has to push it, and Saskatoon Christian wants to slow it down and just take the time off the clock.
Cougars in a bonus situation. Repetsky to the free throw line, misses the front end. So still an 11-point game, 1:37 to go. Second one also off for Repetsky, loose ball over to Marion Graham. Now we'll get a timeout. Falcons gonna talk things over.
Yeah, the other advantage of taking a timeout now is that they get to move the ball up into the front court in the last 2 minutes. So it just saves them those few seconds that we were just talking about, the valuable seconds for them. And they'll probably draw up something that goes fairly quickly on the shot clock, and set up the defense for the pressure afterwards. Even if it's a miss, they want to go after the ball, and since they're in bonus, they can probably play the clock a little bit like that to foul and then get them to shoot free throws.
Reminder, of course, play continuing in the Premier Division here in the Saskatoon City High School basketball on both the boys and girls side. Girls third place game at 2, boys third place game at 4, girls final at 6, boys final at 8. All of those games at Bedford Road, all of those games being played on Saturday at Bedford Road Collegiate. We will have the call of the championship games from Bedford Road Collegiate. Looking forward to that. Scott Hawley and I will have the call there.
Yeah, that lineup is excellent on both sides of the draw there for the boys and girls on the weekend, and everybody loves playing at Bedford Road. It's just such a great environment. Yeah. We were fortunate as the Saskatoon Christian boys team. We played our playoff game. We didn't do very well, but we played it there, and it's just such a great environment, the history and everything that's there. But maybe there's a little bit of history going to be made here with a new champion potentially in the next minute and a half.
Yeah. It's 54-65 our score, 1:36 to go. Is Marion Graham's ball on the sideline, as mentioned, coming out of the timeout. Long inbounds pass. Vanderkoy saw that one coming all the way.
And she's wisely pulling it up a little bit so that take more time off.
Tried to bounce it ahead into the hands of Phoebe Stobart. Goes out of bounds, so back to Graham. Into desperation time for them. This is Scarf. She's going to spot up for the jumper. That would have been a 2. Out of bounds, goes off of the foot of Taryn Bateman, back over to Saskatoon Christian.
That's the right mentality. You have to put the shot up quickly, and she's got great skills to do that.
Graham perhaps looking for the foul. A tie-up as a couple of players go down. Bronwyn Murray for the Falcons, Abigail Young for Saskatoon Christian.
Still Cougar ball.
1:16 to go. Coach Dewar shouting some instructions off the bench. This team tries anything to get back into this one. Lots of pressure once again. Look at those reflexes.
Wow.
Man, oh man. I was all over it.
You had it. You protected the equipment.
That's the main thing. That's what they told me when I got this job. Protect the electrical equipment, Simon. If you have to use your head, don't let the ball break anything. Quick shot there. That one off the mark for Lane Sue. Coming away with it, Vanderkoy. Good job to get it in the hands of Furster. Now into the front court. Stobart, she'll pick up the dribble. Under a minute to go.
Yeah, there's no rush for Saskatoon Christian.
Going down to the floor, Abigail Young. She gets a hand coming back up. We'll get a foul called against Bronwyn Murray of the Falcons. Oh, pardon me, ball going back over to Marion Graham.
I think it was a double dribble on that last play, yeah.
Pardon me. Scarf trying to create the opening. Gets a decent look at the three-point attempt. Only gets rimmed. Second chance for Marion Graham underneath. A couple of players from Saskatoon Christian battling for it on the loose ball. Long pass ahead for Rapetsky. Going to be called for the walk, unable to keep it alive.
It's been the play of the second half, that long
Yeah.
ball.
Rapetsky's got some good hands. I've been impressed with her.
She should maybe put in a flag football team in the spring here.
25 seconds to go until Saskatoon Christian will officially be crowned champions of the Championship League. That three-point attempt off the mark for Bronwyn Murray. Loose ball. Once again ends up in the front court in the hands of Rapetsky. Shot clock off. Final 10 seconds to go in this one. We'll get a foul called against Elaine Sue. So congratulations to Saskatoon Christian, who minutes away from collecting the hardware.
Yeah, I mean, this is, like I was saying earlier, this is a momentous step for the program here. So I'm sure they'll be, the smiles are coming out already.
So to the free throw line, Jasmine Rapetsky. Scarf trying to grab the loose ball, realizing nothing to be done at this point. So the final few seconds will be dribbled out. Entertaining championship game, but congratulations to Saskatoon Christian School Cougars, who have won the championship of the Championship League. Entertaining game, but just too much of the Cougars for the Marion Graham Falcons. Falcons led much of the way in the early going. Saskatoon Christian pulled away in the second and just kind of put the throttle down here late in this one.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just ebbs and flows of the game, and you have to counter punch, and both teams kept going. I mean, Marion Graham made a great, valiant effort in the third quarter to try to get back in the game. They just gave up a little bit too much on the layups and things like that.
So once again, the final score, 66-54. Congratulations to Saskatoon Christian School winning the Championship League for the 2016-2017 season. A reminder, coming your way shortly, we will have the boys final in the Championship League, as it will be Tommy Douglas Collegiate taking on École Canadienne Française. Thank you for joining us for our basketball coverage here on Shaw TV. Stay tuned for Game 2 of our doubleheader. Until then, on behalf of Paul Ingan and the whole Shaw TV team, I'm Simon Hyatt. Stay tuned for more championship basketball.